CBK licenses 12 more mobile phone lenders. Yes, this is now what is happening here. That more and more digital lenders that were removed from CRB listings are now joining back. They are qualifying and getting a re-entrance into the CBK approval. You remember that sometimes back CBK struck all the money lenders because of their unethical behaviors towards their customers. So especially when when um, when trying to get their money back from the lenders, they used to use unethical means, yeah? And so many people are complaining. Now, last year, around September, by last year, September, only 10 had met the requirements. CBK demanded that these money lenders should have at least a physical address, a direct line of communication where they can be reached by the client, because they were acting in an opaque manner. And as well, they had to disclose, they were compelled to disclose the interest and the fines and penalties that they impose on their clients. Apart from this, the CBK demanded that they must have a physical address where they can be found, and also they must declare the source of money, because there were some rumors that some of these wealthy people use these digital money lenders to launder for money laundering. And now CBK made it a must that they must declare the source of their wealth, the money that they are relating to people from left, right, and center before they get approval. So this resulted to all of them that were not complying kicked out, and only those money lenders that were affiliated to banks, Mwasoke, CB, M-Pesa, and Timiza, that is affiliated to Absa Bank, and Mshwari, which is affiliated to NCBA, were the only compliant money lenders. Later on, 10 of them were approved, and now we are seeing another batch of 12 coming up and getting the NCBK now. But that does not end there. It is surprising that there are over 381 applications that CBK has received since March last year. Now, you have to remember that once they get approval, it means now they can report you to CRB, and now you have to pay if you defaulted. Sababu sahizi, as we speak, so many people have defaulted, and they can't be listed on CRB by these money lenders because they were kicked out of CRB listing by CBK, the Central Bank of Kenya. So the changes will mean that more people and more Kenyans should expect pain, and CRB listing shall see more Kenyans being listed on the CRBs. However, that said and done, why is it that so many of these money lenders, and why is it that Central Bank is receiving so many applications? And is there something fishy? Yes, there is something. There is more than meets the eye. Apparently, due to this complex, remember all these mobile money lenders used to have mobile apps where you will go to Play Store, Google Play Store, or App Store and download them. But apparently, because of the complaints that people are airing out and the scrupulous behaviors of these money lenders, Google threatened to remove them from the Play Store. Yes. Now, this has come to an effect, and now most of these money lenders want a life, and the only way to have a life is to have approval by the Central Bank of Kenya. So, in this year, most of them are supposed to have complied, but remember, CBK ended the window of approval last year. So these ones are piling up. The demand is piling up, and the central bank is yet to open a window. In fact, these that have joined, they can't list you on CRB because they are on an interim basis. They have to fully comply, and then when the Central Bank of Kenya opens the window, that's when they'll have to get the approval. But of course, the others have to wait longer before they can get the approval. So the pressure seems to be coming from elsewhere as well, that Google Play Store is removing these money lenders that are not registered, because the Google demands that now they should have approval from the Central Bank of Kenya before they can now have a place on Google Play Store. Yes. So the rush is to be the deadline because they are already late. And now you can only get a leeway if you have an interim approval from the Central Bank of Kenya. Now, this is what most of these money lenders are seeking. And once they get that, that's when they'll have to stay. Otherwise, they can't. Now, remember that this has been a scenario and a case in most of the countries, especially Nigeria, uh, India, Philippines, and so many other countries. It's more especially the countries that have expanded and developed digitally, like Kenya, where now the digital money lenders have been on the receiving end, have been receiving complaints from the public. And these laws are not only applying to Kenyans, but from the other nations as well, from the other countries. Now, you'll be surprised that who is on this list of the 12 that have gotten the nod? Now, Tala is one of them. Sasa kama ulikuwa na deni ya Tala na haujalipa mpaka saa hizi, my friend, it's time. Industry lenders in Venture Mobile Limited, which trades as Tala, has made it to the list after being locked out for the first round last year. Yes. Kama ulikuwa na deni ya Tala, my friend, it is now time to pay.